Everybody, HECO just released details of its wildfire mitigation plan, and a big part of it ensures fire safety through education. And here to talk about efforts over in Hawaii County, we have Fire Chief Kazuo Todd, who is also the chair of Hawaii State Fire Council. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, give us a quick update, because I know you've been in charge of the search for the state office of the fire marshal.
It has been a long project for our State Fire Council as business has boomed, so to speak, in the fire service. We have more and more calls, and we've needed someone to take on that role at the state level. And so currently our State Fire Council is working on the process of getting the job put out for posting so that we can get a list of applicants and we can start that process of doing interviews. So I'm hopeful in the next few months here we'll have some immediate traction that we can start moving forward on.
Yeah, well, as we head into the next legislative session, getting the money and the funding for this office is going to be a challenge, right? I hear they underestimated how much it would cost for this new role.
You know, initially we'd been throwing some numbers at the wall and we thought there'd be more kind of discussion before we moved ahead, but it's become a little bit more pressing, and so we moved a little bit quicker than maybe we were initially ready for. But we have some amazing people in the legislature, and we're going to be working that out.
All right. Well, I know looking at Hawaii Island and the county in general, what are some of the specific challenges you've been tackling? I know there's an awareness campaign that you're really working on.
Well, one of the things that came out of the FSRI Phase 2 report, and one of the reasons I asked to come and talk with you today was, you know, our ability to get the message out to the public has sometimes been not as good. Within the fire service, we really understand what's going on, but there's been this kind of maybe disconnect sometimes outside as to like, what should I do or where should I go? And so one of the things that, you know, has come out of that is we need to do a better job. And so, you know, it's going to be one of the things we lean forward from the State Fire Council to the emergency management agencies and the fire departments themselves about doing a better job about getting that information out so people are prepared.
Well, tell us, for viewers who are watching, what are like the main things you want them to know about prevention?
Well, I think one of the big things right now is to understand that it's everyone's kuleana to be part of the process, to be prepared to understand where we're going, what is going on, and what am I going to do if something were to happen. And so there's a variety of ways of looking at that, but most importantly, it's not this theory that, hey, the fire department is going to solve everything and I don't have to worry about it. It's everyone's problem. And it's really a management of the land, it's a management of how we design our communities, it's also how we're going to respond after the fire. But if we're only thinking that calling 911 and all of our problems are going to go away is going to solve the issue, we're going to run into bigger problems down the road. And so this is something where we're trying to say it's everyone's kuleana to come together and be part of the solution.
Have discussions. I know trimming vegetation is a big thing as well that we heard from the HECO meeting, and maybe just having these initial plans, right? Where can people get information about kind of the campaigns that you're leading?
You know, I think one of the best ways, at least on the wildfire side of things, is the Hawaii Wildfire Management Organization's website. You know, if I had to give a couple takeaways, first is on red flag. When we come out and say that there's a red flag weather event, that's actually coming from the National Weather Service. And what it means is there is a potential for explosive fire growth. That is very concerning. So it's a message out to the community that we need to stop going out and starting barbecues or doing hot work, which is things that will produce sparks, because we have the potential that if we start a fire, that it could grow rapidly to the point where the fire department has a really, really hard time stopping it. So red flag is very important to know. And then the other thing I would say is it's important to know is ready, set, go, and the home ignition zone. So the ready, set, go side is if there is that fire that started, what are you going to do? Like, are you ready to go? Have you set up all your go bags and everything else? And then when you go, where are you going to go? Or do you have your escape route set up? Do you have your plans with your family? Remember in like K through 6, you used to do stuff as drawing the little map? Same thing, but for adults. All
right. Well, these are good tips. We'll have more information on our website a little bit later, and then the resources that you have. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much.
Hawaii County Fire Chief Kazuo.